I've had the Plaid Model S for about a month now, and so far I've been able to do some fun launches, but I've never been able to do anything official. So today is the first day that I'm taking this baby to the track. I'm meeting a friend there who has a Performance Model 3, so that's helpful, and it's also his first time, but it's specifically for first timers, so it's definitely gonna be funny because I'm probably gonna be the slowest car there, even though it's possibly the fastest car there. But I'll take you through it. I'm going to Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, so right now I'm headed to a supercharger in Fontana to charge up to 100% so that I have plenty for whatever happens throughout the day, because I really don't know how many times I'm going to go around the track at all. It's not very clear, but there's a lot of directions that I have to follow. So let's go.
Thank you.
Let the guy at the top know who your instructor is and take you behind them, okay?
Okay, thank you. She said you'll line me up with Bob, who's my instructor.
I have no idea who Bob is. Sir.
Okay.
06 coming out at 20.
There you go.
So we've done the first 2 out of 4 sessions, which are both with an instructor since this is my first time, and it was actually super helpful. They walked you through everything, and then the instructor, you just follow him around the course. And the last time we did passing, where you actually signal the person to pass on your right in only this one section, the front straight. So you definitely have to learn the track, you have to learn all the flags, you have to learn a lot. And what I'm noticing is that I'm still pretty scared on a lot of turns, but I can catch up because the Plaid is so fast. I'm still not used to the handling to know if I'm gonna spin out or something, so taking it very carefully.
You wanna go fast or slow?
A little slower.
But the next session is the first one with everyone on the track together and no instructors that you're following. So we'll hopefully try to get spaced out initially, and they said if you feel like you're cramped, you can come off the track and request to be let out in an open space, so that you can not be having to get past the whole time if you're taking it slow. But we'll work on passing with people for the first time that isn't like predetermined. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've been in drag strip mode. I haven't felt the brakes wearing at all, which people have warned me about that, as well as the tires. And everything has felt good and solid, and we have to keep our windows open during the race. So you definitely smell a lot of fumes and hear a lot. Also, they have us in 4 different groups. So I'm the blue group, which is like the beginner slow group. I think purple is included in that too. And then there's red and black, and you can tell which groups are which because like the Ferraris and McLarens and stuff are in the fast groups. And luckily I'm in the slow group. Even though this car should theoretically be able to race with those cars, I am definitely nowhere close to that. So let's go do session 3 and we can watch the run. So right now we're gridded, and I'm in the slow lane basically, and there's a fast lane to my right with like Ferraris, a couple of Mustang GTs and stuff, but they're giving directions. I assume they're gonna go first, and we'll follow up behind. And the goal is to get spaced out to where we can each push our cars without having to always be behind someone. It seems like we're getting close. These are some fast cars. So I'm in the left grid group. I assume right is the fast guy. There's a Ferrari to the right of me. I'm gonna go ahead and turn dash cam on this time, and then my suspension I put on low. I think it might have been raised before, but not entirely sure. Our run officially starts at 2, so 1 minute. Heart rate at 108. Here we go. I'm gonna hold back a little at the beginning here. still like, can my car take this turn without spinning out? Wow, that was very fast and very intense. I'm definitely shaky and heart rate is up. I came back and some people were like, oh, your tires, they look fine. That means you weren't going fast enough. If you don't see chunks, man, it's wild. Very fun. I'll probably do it again, but I'll probably be always in some kind of group that isn't passing because it's a lot to keep track of and a lot to do. Definitely fun to experience this car for real though. Like, this is what this car is made for. Maybe the drag strip is the place that this car is made for, and I'll have to go there soon. It's a lot safer. I'll probably come back at some point in the future because this is super fun and we've been hanging out with a couple different people that do this, and my buddy's with his Tesla Model 3. Rich, say hello.
Hello.
We're the quietest cars by far. We're the only two Teslas here. I hope you can hear me. It's so loud and there's so much exhaust at this track, but it's definitely a fun time. So that is the tow point that you need to have on there just in case you spin out, so that there's no delay, because otherwise they'll tow you from a spot that it's not supposed to be. Here are the wheels without covers. That's what I've been running. Almost wasn't going to do the last run since everyone was faster than me on this, but I kind of want to get a feel for the track again after talking with Austin and Rich, because they have a lot of tips. And so Rich talked about how he pulled off on the last one to get into an empty zone. I might even do that like right off the bat. Do the first lap, and then instead of taking this straight, take the exit to have them place me in the right zone. I think that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna see on the big straight how fast I can get. All right, queuing up for round 4. Probably gonna take it easy. So I'm gonna follow my buddy Rich and see how he takes stuff because he's in the Model 3. Whew. Round 4, here we go. The 4th round went well. I did one pass. There was hardly anyone around me, which was good. I followed Rich for a little bit, and then he ended up passing in front of me. No one came up behind me except once when the serious race car ended up passing me, but I did top out the speed, which is what I wanted to do. I pushed it all the way to 163. I felt it like the software cut off to where it's like, nope, because you need different tires and different wheels to get up to 200. They haven't released those yet, and they haven't released the software yet for the car that lets you even go that fast, and I'm assuming it needs to know that those wheels are on there somehow in order for it to actually do that. So now I'm at a supercharger because I got down to about 20%, but that's pretty impressive. I did 4 full track runs and didn't have to go to the supercharger, and the last one still felt incredibly powerful. It was super fun. I hit that top speed. I'm sure there's tons of stuff I'm doing wrong. If we're watching the runs that I did, I'm sure I'm braking too much or not taking turns at the right apex and all that stuff. Tons of stuff to learn. It seems like everyone is pretty strict about following the rules. Everyone was safe. I didn't see anything dangerous happen at the track. Definitely a cool first car to be on the track with, the Tesla Model S Plaid, because the acceleration is insane. I think it's crazy to even be able to drive the cars this fast. It's something I've never done before. It was super fun, and that 4th round definitely went super well because there was no one around me. I followed Rich a little bit, but then he ended up still taking off ahead of me because I'm still a little scared of the cornering and stuff. But the guy behind me was a GTI, and after a few times where I just punched it on the Plaid on straight locations, I got plenty of room. He's probably cornering way faster than me in that car, but it wasn't until the very end that one person passed me in like a serious race car, and it's surprising that they're even in the beginner group that they were in because they seemed to really know what they were doing. And then the GTI was coming up kind of closer to me by the end, but then we finished out. It was super fun, and I was super tired by the end. It's really crazy how tired you get from all this. But one thing that is very cool about the Plaid is how much it was keeping up. People were noting like, you know, I thought you were getting away from me, and then you caught up all of a sudden, and it looked like you were further back, and then all of a sudden you were on my butt. Because the speed of this thing is crazy, and it does a really great job of cooling and management. I had no issues at all, and it's really fast when it's already going fast. It's not just the 0 to 60, so it can handle the track incredibly well. Overall, it's not something I'm gonna be doing all the time, but I definitely want to go back sometime, and it was super fun to test the limits of this car. One more thing to note is that I'm not an experienced driver, but I had no problem with the yoke whatsoever. The only time I got a little weird maybe was going all the way up, because I would have the wheel about 90 degrees. But that's as far as I went. I never had any issues like crossing over hands or anything. Seemed to do a really good job, and the yoke was super fun to drive in that situation. I actually felt really in control having that in sport mode, and I had the suspension in sport. It's a fun steering wheel even at a track. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel because there's going to be a lot more side Tesla stuff like this as opposed to my main channel, which you can also subscribe to, called Ryan Shaw. And make sure to like this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.